Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Retro Info, and in this video I'm going to be describing you about types of beliefs, superstitions and religious tolerance. So this is a more like a source video and I've not put animations and all because I just created this within the last 10 minutes and the sources are written below if you want further knowledge and they are also given in the description. So let's start. Now the first topic we are going to discuss is types of beliefs. So these are only religious beliefs. So the first is monotheism. So I've only collected the main points from here and this is the written text, but I'm not going to explain all of it. I'm going to just explain few points about each type. So monotheism actually means in religious beliefs that the existence of only one God. That means there is only one God and there are not means many gods, 2, 10, 11 or 100. Okay. So monotheists may or may not also acknowledge the existence of lesser spiritual beings. So they say that there's one God, he is almighty. So he's super powered. Okay, he's the most supreme being and there are no lesser spiritual beings like more gods or something like that. There's only one God with all the power, but they sometimes believe in angels and spirits. Okay, so the monotheistic religions basically come Judaism, Christianity and Islam. These are the three major monastic religions, and then we have some in minorities such as Waddu, Rastafari and etc. Okay. Now dualism by the name it suggests that two. Dual means two. So recognize the existence of exactly two deities. So that means there are only two things but they both are contrasting, so they both are opposing forces, like one would be worshipped, one would be good, spiritual, would have order, the second one would be evil, corruption, and it would be of the material world. So it's actually a god and a demon, but obviously the god is only worshipped, but they believe in a demon or an evil person, then god fights. Okay, so Christianity also comes a bit in dualism, but if it's asked that which type of belief is Christianity, it's a monotheistic religion, but they also believe in corruption and all those things. Okay, now polytheism. Polytheism is a religion that honors or that has more than one god. Okay, but not in a dualistic relationship as dualism. So all the gods are gods. They are good. Okay, they are organized. Now polytheistic religions actually have hundreds and thousands of gods and sometimes even millions. So Hinduism is one of the perfect examples. Okay, there are many gods in polytheism. Now, but believing in multiple gods does not mean that the people who worship or have religions that come under polytheism, so they actually do not worship all deities or all gods. They only approach the gods as needed. Like if you want good luck, so you would go to the god of good luck. You want prosperity, you would go to the goddess or god of prosperity. So like that, they don't worship all of those hundreds god every time. Okay, so only the main ones that are needed at that moment. Now we come to the final type of belief, that is atheistic. So it's actually a state of religion that says that there are no divine beings. So they actually say there are no supernatural beings. They only say that the world, the human life is created by some extraterrestrial beings. Yeah, you can say aliens, but they are really advanced and we should just keep them happy because then only humanity would progress. So that was for the first topic that we are covering. Now we would be discussing what are superstitions. So first let me give you a bit example. Like we all know that the 13th number is unlucky and it is recognized worldwide, and even Air France, Lufthansa, such airlines also do not have a 13th row because the number 13 is unlucky, and in some countries the usage of number 13 is not allowed. Now, all of this comes to one word which is called superstition. Now, we need to understand what is a superstition. So, superstition is generally a belief in supernatural forces. That way, we get the word superstition. So, a belief in supernatural forces such as fate that desire us and influence us for unpredictable factors and need to resolve uncertainly. So the factors and the output, the results that are there from a superstition are uncertain. So it's actually something that has no evidence, because evidence means science. Science says that there's no evidence that these things exist, but some of them are backed by science. Okay, so they now are not called superstitions, they are called beliefs. For many people, engaging with superstition behaviors provide a sense of control and reduces anxiety. So it's actually the science of superstition, and surveys say that when people behave in a superstitious behavior, so it's actually reduces their anxiety. Okay, and superstitions are mainly practiced in times of crisis, notably wars and conflicts. Now, superstitious beliefs have been shown to help promote a positive mental attitude. Talking superstitions even help promote a positive mental attitude, as it creates a sense in your mind that if you are doing something, such as you are carrying an Umaniri, which is actually a good luck charm, you would have good luck. So it's actually positive mental attitude. Okay. Now, superstitions can also give rise to notion that objects and places are cursed. Okay, so this actually means superstitions give to rise to objects and places that are cursed and all. So some are things like the Annabelle doll, and it's said to be inhabited by the spirit of a dead girl. This is actually false. A spirit cannot inhabit a living, means a spirit is not always defined by science, so it's actually pretty false, but it seems to be pretty real. Now these are some superstitions that have a scientific explanation for. Yeah, most of them have a scientific explanation for. So first is eat curd and sugar before heading out. So in Hindi we say dahi chini, eat dahi chini before going for an auspicious work. So this is actually proven with science. When you eat curd, it gives a cooling effect to the stomach, so it actually cools your body, it helps you focus. And when you eat sugar, we all know that sugar is broken down into glucose and it provides instant glucose, which makes your work easier as you have more energy. Okay, and this superstition is mainly you may see it in Indians. Okay, so it's mainly used by Indians. Now, don't wash or cut your hairs on certain days. So this is actually because water management practices. So it's actually a part of water management practices, as you will not wash, you will not do certain things. So water would be conserved. Okay, and this is there also because barbers also get an holiday these days. Now swallow tulsi leaves, never chew them. So tulsi shouldn't be chewed, it needs to be swallowed, as the science says that tulsi leaves contain a little amount of arsenic, and arsenic is actually a chemical that degrades the enamel in your teeth. So your teeth would actually break down, cripple down if you chew tulsi. But it's actually very beneficial. Okay, so we swallow it. Now, fourth, bathe after attending a funeral ceremony. So, this is actually a pretty old superstition and there is no need to follow it today. Yeah, still people follow it. So, actually, earlier it was necessary because when people came from a funeral, they did not have vaccinations against deadly diseases. So they used to take a bath because they needed to prevent themselves from infection from the dead body. And now we have vaccinations and all of these things, so it has become pretty safe. Fifth, lizards falling on human is bad luck. So it's actually pretty simple science definition because lizards release poisonous chemicals, so you need to actually take a bath, do some extra religious rituals and stuff. Okay, because if they produce poisonous chemicals, your body would actually start to feel tired, would not be able to do work. Now, this is again a pretty common Indian superstition, that is using lemons and green chilies to avoid buri nazar or to avoid bad luck. So the nimbu means lemon, mirchi means chilies. Is one of the commonly visible superstitions. They hang it actually in front of the houses. So this actually creates an acidic odor and color which helps keeps away insects. So when you actually put lemon and chilies together, they create an acidic odor that helps keep insects away. So that's why the ancestors and the olden people used it. Seventh, bats entering the house means death. So this is actually pretty simple again because bats carry deadly diseases such as Ebola, Nipah, etc. So when bat is entering a house, obviously it will spread them and then death may come. Ghosts residing in people trees. So as we all know, the process of photosynthesis that happens in the day, trees take in carbon dioxide and give us oxygen. But in night, this process reverses and trees take in oxygen and give carbon dioxide. But for some trees, this is the opposite. In day, they give out carbon dioxide and in night, they give oxygen. So people tree actually does this. So that's why if in day you're taking shelter near a people tree, you would actually feel suffocated because there is excess carbon dioxide. So then the olden people just associated that the body is being possessed by a ghost. Ninth, throwing coins in fountains and rivers brings good luck. Yeah, most of the time in ancient world, the currencies were made up of copper, and copper, when thrown into rivers, has antimicrobial properties. So it kills 99.9% of the germs and microbacteria that are present in the rivers because the ancestors also used to use rivers as a source of drinking water. But however, today the currency is not made up of copper, it is made up of iron and different things, and we do not drink water directly from the river. Now this useful superstition is actually bringing pollution. Now we will be talking about some important points about religious tolerance in India. Okay, so the right to freedom of religion is guaranteed to all Indian citizens by the Constitution under the Articles 25 to 28. As we all know, the Constitution is broken down into different articles, and articles from 25 to 28 state that all people have right to religion, means they can worship any god and they can practice any religion. Okay. Now article 25. So article 25 is actually freedom of practice and propagation of religion. So it's actually that all people are allowed to practice any religion. It's all about that. Article 26 is about freedom to manage religious affairs. So it's actually about how you maintain the religious institution and all those things in a religion. Okay, so it even states that all the people have rights to morality, health, and public order. So Article 27 says that payment of taxes for any proportion of any particular religion. So there can be no taxes that proceed the promotion and maintenance of a particular religion. So it actually means that no taxes or no laws should be passed that promote a specific religion, or they actually wipe out a specific religion. Article 28 is about freedom to the attendance at religious instruction or religious worship in certain educational institutions. So it is about it. This article actually permits educational institutions to be maintained by religious groups and to spread religious instructions. So in the US, it's actually not allowed to spread religion education in schools, but in India, you can, however, spread religious instructions in different educational institutions, but it is monitored by the state. And the fact that this all leads to is that all religious groups in India have the same power without any discrimination.